my issue with this is like, okay, I know that the reason is so that you can tell which one is which, and if there ever needs to be a test to identify. I get why it's in the story, but the fact that she has a birthmark shaped like a crown.
Did it have to be a crown?
Yeah, does it have to be a crown? And also, I feel like it plays into that whole thing of like, well, they're rich people, or like you can't buy class. Some people are just meant to be royal,
keeping the bloodline
or some people
pure.
are meant to be,
yeah,
like all that stuff. I feel like I know that they wasn't part of it, but when I saw that, I immediately was like, I don't like that.
I don't think I like that.
Grab some popcorn and stick around. We've got some garbage to talk about.
Hi, Rogue.
Hey, Zax.
Hi, Karina.
Hey, Zax. Hey, Rogue.
Hi, Yuvia.
Hi, everyone. See, I'm a rebel. I don't say hello to just you guys. I say it to everyone.
It really speeds things up if you do it that way.
That's true.
Exactly.
Your unkind of friends were known to dilly-dally.
Like now.
Yeah.
So, Yuvia, you've gathered us all here today for a very special purpose.
Yes, I have actually. So for people who don't follow, or are in the Discord, well, no, they wouldn't even know, because this is secret Discord, but... No, it's not a secret Discord.
So we watched a movie together.
So
I was getting there. I wanted to watch Barbie movies with everyone, so we started a Barbie slumber party thing, and a movie that we just watched was Barbie's Princess and the Pauper.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna, this is just a deep dish, but we're gonna talk about a couple of different Barbie movies over the next few months, and we decided to start with The Princess and the Pauper, which, fun fact, is like, I think the only Barbie movie I'm actually even a little bit familiar with.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of the Barbie movies growing up. I don't know why.
I think maybe, like, were you too old when they came out and you weren't interested in them? Or were you just, like, not a Barbie kid?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess I just wasn't. Like, I saw the commercials for Barbie, I saw the commercials for Bratz and Polly Pocket, but, like, I just didn't watch.
I don't think that she was too old, because I don't think that I was too old when they came out, and I'm older than Zach.
No, I wasn't either.
So.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those...
You're the same age as me, so we were watching these at the same time.
I actually, fun fact, I didn't watch Barbie movies as a kid. I was too into Littlest Pet Shops.
Was I the only one who grew up with Barbie movies?
Yes.
To be
I think
fair,
you're a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
I remember seeing the commercials, but I never watched them, because I felt like it was like I knew that Barbie was a toy, and so I was like, well, obviously they're just selling the toy. It's not going to be a good movie.
The only reason I know
that.
about the only reason I know about Princess and the Pauper is because my cousins had it on CD when we went to a hotel, and that's literally all we watched. And they had like a sing-along part where you can go back to like different songs, and I kept going back to the villain song, and my cousin was like, "You're gonna scare Carly," and I'm like, "Who gives a ish?"
I will say,
okay.
as a quick defense for Barbie movies, obviously they are a marketing ploy. The only reason they made the movies was so they could then sell you a toy of Barbie. But some of the Barbie movies are really good, and I honestly think that Princess and the Pauper is the best out of the entire Barbie movie collection, so I will vehemently be defending this movie for the entire episode.
So it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
I think
The
it's
debate
good.
begins.
I think it's good that you like The Princess and the Pauper, because I will say, I really did enjoy the movie. But there are just a few things that I took issue with that I understand aren't even really the movie's intention. Mm-hmm. They're completely just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm upset regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Should I do the synopsis or the...
Yeah, let's just start with where we begin.
Okay, so general basics of this movie. The release date was September 28th, 2004. And this is actually the 4th Barbie movie that has been released. And actually, apparently it was the first musical too, so that's quite...
Was it? Yeah, because the first one was Nutcracker, and that had, like, the Nutcracker music, and it was a ballet. And then after that was it Rapunzel that came next?
It was either that or Swan... No.
I think it was... I think the order is...
It's Nutcracker, Rapunzel, Swan Lake, then Pauper.
Okay.
I think.
Or
don't quote me on that.
Or Swan Lake and Rapunzel are flipped.
Swan Lake came in 2003, I believe. Okay, so anyway,
timeline isn't important.
alright, so this is inspired by Mark Twain's Prince and the Pauper novel. Loosely inspired, I should say, because this has nothing to do with princes.
Have any of you guys read the book?
Probably not.
I'm familiar enough with the story.
Yeah, I've never read, like, the source material, but, like, this, you know, it's been adapted into a million different things.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you did, because one of the things I was thinking about was just, like, not my issue with the princess and the pauper trope, but I was thinking about it because, you know, like, a few weeks back we did Frenemies, and the third vignette is, like, a modern-day princess and the pauper kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but notice, and I mean, this movie does try to, like, change that a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, I can't help but notice that one of you has money. And money solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I feel like these movies always try to make it like, wow, it was tough being poor, but it was tough being rich too.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm poor.
It is very like sympathize with billionaires. We're people too. Like, it does give off that vibe, and I guess that is very telling of the time that it came out.
First of all, I haven't even finished the plot synopsis. I only started.
You're not going to finish the plot synopsis anytime soon.
Well, may I please continue with it at least?
Welcome to Deep Dish.
Yeah, if you thought this was going to be like a cut and dry, we analyzed the movie in 15 minutes, you are wrong.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The story starts out with, a backstory saying that, 2 girls, they were born on the same day, and that is Annalise, who is a princess, and then there's Erica, who is a, poor girl. Annalise is...
in a lonely world.
Princess Annalise is, she's rich, obviously, because she's a princess, which doesn't really make sense in the context of the movie, because apparently the kingdom is bankrupt.
I mean, no, that makes perfect sense. The poor people suffer, the rich let them eat cake.
Yes.
That's literally the whole story.
I mean, we all know how Les Mis ended up, so... I'm surprised it didn't end up that way.
I feel like if this wasn't a Barbie movie, and the problem wasn't solved towards the end, you know.
Yeah.
Probably would.
So, basically, the kingdom's going bankrupt because apparently they ran out of gold in the mines, which I don't know why they'd have their main export be like gold or whatever.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
Issue number 1.
That's an egg to put in a basket.
They could have gone into like agriculture or maybe, you know, like oil, but yeah, no.
Like
gold.
they have a vast like garment. What's the word I'm looking for? Like dressmaking is very big in this kingdom, and they did not decide to put any industry towards it.
Yeah, no,
like,
no industry. So anyway,
too. Are there multiple Madame Carps, or is she the only one?
Well,
And are her only clients the castle?
I was just about to say that. So the plan was because the king's going bankrupt. The queen's like, "Hey, I'm gonna marry my daughter off to the king of a neighboring kingdom."
Can I pause you right there? Because this is the first song that this is, like, sort of like, being explained through. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to talk about how, like, it's it's diegetic. Most of the songs are
diegetic.
Because she's, like, singing, like, I want to marry who I choose. And then the mom is like, I know, like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, you're not going to sing a response.
It's dumb.
And I just love that she's, like, singing her heart out the window, looking at this guy, and then her mom's like,
yeah, anyway, so your marriage is in 4 days.
Duties are duties, princess.
So Annalise is like, oh, I hate being a princess because I have to do all this princess stuff, and I just want to have one day just for me.
I just want to be able to read a book.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then Erica,
I really feel like she could read a book whenever she wanted.
Exactly.
We see her do it multiple times at the castle.
Yeah, because her complaint is, I have to wake up and they have to bring me breakfast in bed, and I just want to read a book. I'm like,
I just want to, like,
you read while you're eating.
Yeah.
And later
isn't that a princess thing?
Yeah, and she later discloses that they rub her feet while this happens.
Yeah.
Which is like, you can say, like, you know, they're not, like, living for this, you know, and you're not doing them a favor. So, like, if you don't want a foot rub, you could skip it.
You're like, leave me alone, servants. Thank you.
So, then Erica's part comes up. And you find out that apparently her parents aren't good with money management, and they're in huge debt. So they all have to pay it off to a woman named Madame Carp, who makes dresses.
To be clear, her parents are dead, right?
No, her dad isn't in it. Her dad isn't in it, but her mom is.
Yeah.
That's who's in the shop with her?
Yeah.
That was really unclear that was her mother to me.
Okay, apparently from the IMDb, the mother's name was Midas.
Oh.
So, apparently she has a name from someone that can turn things into gold.
The golden touch.
Yeah, she's terrible with money. See, it's ironic.
But then the poodle also named his tooth
She's just being exploited by her employer.
Oh, yeah, that too. It could
I
be
will say, a very loose defense of Princess and the Pauper is that there are very loose themes of Marxism throughout the story, particularly in Erica's home situation. Not going to say it's, like, explicitly out there because, you know, it's a Barbie movie. But once you pick it up, you're like, I feel like this problem would be solved if Erica and her family had the rights to the means of their own production.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, there's definitely that, and also just, like, the fact that, like, Madame Carp is, like, a super capitalist and, like, literally has, like, slaves.
Erica's literally an indentured servant.
It's somehow very capitalist.
That's what she is. In the movie, she says, oh, I'm an indentured servant. And Annalise is like,
well, I'm a princess, so.
Indentured servitude? And it was confusing because it's like, well, first of all, this is your kingdom, and you don't know that indentured servitude is, you know, legal?
I mean,
we don't even know if it is legal.
She reads science books, not the law book.
Yeah.
I'll excuse her for that.
Political.
She's a science brainiac, not a law brainiac.
Since we're on, like, the topic of, like, just to be clear, Annalise got a free day with her tutor, so that's when she meets Erica.
Before all this, we meet a very important character.
Yeah.
Who's the antagonist, who is also a gay rights icon.
So hold that thought. Remember this gay icon thing, because I'm gonna come back to this in a sec.
Named Prevenger.
Played by Martin Short.
Played by Martin Short.
We love him.
And I should say
Bob was really incredulous that they got Martin Short.
Right? That's what I was saying.
He wants to know why. He was like... And I mean, I feel like Martin Short was having fun, which I read an interview with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Martin Short, best part of the movie, absolutely having the time of his life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do have Mattel money, so
Yeah.
That's how they got it.
That's where the budget went, because it did not go to the animation.
And I was about to say, like, I don't want to be mean, but, like, they could have, like, skipped out on Martin Short, maybe, and made it, like, a tenth less, I don't know an adjective to use that doesn't sound as harsh, but, like, more appealing.
Yeah. I will give them this. It was, like, 2004, so 3D animation was still not at the point that it is now.
I feel like Jimmy Neutron was out in 2004.
Jimmy Neutron did not look good.
Have you seen it recently?
I've read some.
Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I don't stand by it.
Here, Zax, when you're editing this, Zax, put a picture of Jimmy Neutron up, like a screenshot from the show, just so we can take a look. That
being said, Toy Story came out in 1995, and it probably looked better than the Barbie movie that came out.
Oh no, for sure.
And also in defense of the Barbie movie, they do look like Barbies.
Well, the Barbies, the Princess and the Pauper do, but everybody else, like the guy who comes in with like the page, or like I don't know, the guy who's
whatever
like, going
his
to
name
like.
is. He looks awful.
He looks like the mayor of Lazy Town.
He does.
So I don't know.
Oh, you mean
Lazy Town?
I don't remember
who you're
that
talking about
Barbie
now.
for sale.
Speaking of dolls, I'm actually going to see if they ever sold a Preminger doll.
I feel like they did.
No.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been part of like a set or something.
I have a very vague memory of seeing like a picture of a Preminger doll in like a catalog or something.
I'm literally looking at that picture right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they had it. Put it up on screen. Here he is. Wow, looks great.
He looks like... He doesn't look the same. But also, another thing to bring up, which I find really interesting, is that not just in Barbie movies, but like in lots of animated movies, they always make the villain look so goofy looking. It's like, well, what if I want a Preminger doll? What if I just want a little gay man in my room? No reason, just because he's Preminger. You know?
So, on that note, I did bring this up when we were watching the movie together, and we talked about it very briefly. But like, why do villains like look kind of goofy, or why are they flamboyant? And a lot of that goes back to, if we look at film history and the portrayal of queer folks in media, if you wanted to get away with like having very flamboyant and like gay characters, you would make them the villain, because of the like the stereotype and the stigma around queer identities at the time. So that's why you have sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I've been thinking a lot about this since you brought that up, because I had never really thought about it before, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then I was thinking more about it, and I think it goes into like very classically Christian like ideas of like the you want to be meek and humble and whatever, as like that's like the ideal person is very meek and humble, and so therefore very flamboyant, full of themselves, cocky, arrogant people are going to be the villains, because that's like not appealing personality traits in terms of like Christian ideals.
There was another thing that I think like Strange Eons brought up, like at a certain, like, and this was like with books, so maybe it's different, but like if you wanted to get like your gay story published, you had to have them die at the end. Like it just had to be tragic in some way. That's why all the
lesbians die.
I was gonna say, that's why there's so many tragic lesbian movies.
I feel like we've said this every video since Elena Undone, but I'm really sick of a tragic lesbian.
This is why movies like But I'm a Cheerleader are so important.
And then, I watched with Kristen Stewart, I didn't watch it with her.
Yeah.
But the movie, just,
That'd be wild.
We were hanging out.
and I never mentioned it.
Kristen Stewart is secretly a member of Kind of Friends.
I pull off a mask. It's been cased you all
Oh my
One
god,
day-
I'm
one
so
day-
sorry I talked badly about you during Twilight Month.
One day, Zax is just gonna post a picture like, "Hey, yo, watch a movie, Kristen Stewart," and the Kristen Stewart's in the background of her selfie, and we're all
Just
gonna be
hanging
like,
out.
"Yeah."
Just sit on the couch.
Yeah, just hanging
just
out.
on the
Like
couch.
a little bowl of popcorn, just watching, like, Finding Nemo.
But the movie she was in, Happiest Season, is like a holiday movie. There's a little bit of drama. They're lesbians. It is like, but it's also just like any other like Hallmark holiday movie in a way, but also actually good. I recommend it. It's amazing.
Might watch that at Christmas time. Stay tuned.
So, continuing with the plot.
Yes.
Oh wait, one more
There's
thing
an
before we continue. So, we listen. It's deep dish. You gotta get ready for us getting off topic.
Okay.
I feel like you needed to watch more videos before you came on here because you seem too unfamiliar with the
This is the
format.
only time my ADHD is turned off.
For the Princess and the Pauper.
So, okay.
Exactly.
So we did like half a critique of what how villains are portrayed in media and kind of in Barbie media. Keep this in mind because I'm going to bring this up later on in another film that we'll eventually watch. And yeah, just keep this in mind because this is a good little bit of media critical thinking. Who's being portrayed as the villain and why? Okay, now continue with the plot.
Alright, so important part to the plot is we meet Prevenger and his two little British lackeys. For some reason, they're the only people with a British accent.
Which is kind of like, are Americans taking a dig at British people?
No,
Because,
I want to step back and I'm gonna say Karina's right. They're not the only people with a British accent. The cats have a British accent.
No,
as
not
well.
the cats. Like I don't even remember what he was, but the mayor of Lazy Town.
Oh yeah, he had some weird British accent, but his sounded
And-
more like
And
an
Erica's
American
mom sounded
one.
like, she sounded, I want to say Irish. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she did
her accent
sound-
was more at the front of her mouth.
Yeah, so I was, so we learned from Preminger and his absolutely phenomenal, villain song, that he stole all the gold from the kingdom, and he's gonna try and bring it back and be like, wow, Queen, I found all the gold. Huh? How did it even get here? But, I brought it back.
No,
And he
I
was-
think his motivation was like, I'm gonna steal all this gold, so then I have like collected a bunch of wealth, so I'm very wealthy, and I'm gonna use that wealth to bring the kingdom back to its former glory, and all you have to do is let me marry your daughter.
Yeah.
But the thing
Well,
is, though,
He's trying to appear
The thing
rich.
with-
Actually,
thing
in the song, he says, I'll return home a hero who's discovered mighty wealth.
Yeah,
But he does-
It's not him finding the gold; it's just him having money.
Well, no,
But
because he
the-
says he
the other-
discovered it, so that would be that
And now
he
he's
found
rich.
the gold.
the thing is, though, like, okay, so wait, what is the two things? I guess if he's gonna just find it, I guess that's fine. But, like, this is hard. I guess we shouldn't really talk too much about this because of later in the movie. But
Yeah,
what I'll say now is that he's the royal advisor. What does the queen think happened with the gold? Someone just took it?
I
Why
think
does she think her kingdom
She
is
Just
broke?
thinks
She
it ran
probably
dry. It ran
thought-
dry.
Yeah,
Like, they
that's what
used
she
it all
thought.
up. She's like, oh no, I have discovered that this is a non-renewable resource.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Yeah,
I shouldn't
so-
have exploited the earth for monetary gain. There's also a little bit of environmental activism in this
So-
movie, but not a lot.
So,
Not
so
a lot
Prevenger's-
because of what happens at the end.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Prevenger's
Sprinkle.
goal is to bring all the gold back and marry the princess, and then wear the crown.
Yeah.
And how could he refuse? But anyway, then his lackeys are like, actually, the princess is supposed to be getting married. And Premier's like, what? Who's making plans without me? So he's like, okay, new plan. Let's just wipe that other plan off the board. Off the gold. Excuse me.
You can't swear on Kind of Friends.
Sorry. Fudge the gold. Forget it. We don't need it. I'm just gonna pretend that Annalise goes missing, and then the king's gonna leave, and then I'll bring her back, and then her mom's gonna be like, wow, that's some king stuff right there.
Something I want to say.
Okay.
And then I'll totally tell her, how can I refuse?
Okay.
Yeah.
So something, the hallmark of a good villain, in my opinion, is their ability to change their plan on a whim. They're like, this isn't going the way I expected. Okay, new plan, just out of thin air. That's how you know if they're a good villain. If they're like, oh boy, I have to go back into my cave and figure out a new plan, and it takes them like night and day to figure it out. No, they come up with the plan immediately. They're like, oh, okay.
Preminger literally sings one line about how his plan has been foiled,
setback.
and then it's a temporary setback. So he plans to kidnap the princess. So Dominic just leaves. Oh, by the way,
Dominic's
the king
the
is
king.
named Dominic. Dominic's the king, but he's not the king to my heart, sadly. That goes to Preminger.
Okay. Okay. So then, to take her mind off of it, her tutor Julian is like, we're gonna sneak it out to the town, and a very, like, Jasmine from Aladdin kind of deal.
This whole thing gives me Aladdin vibes. Like, the advisor wanting to marry the princess. And
being old.
Yeah. So.
What is it with royal advisors and being gay and evil?
That's what you did back in the day.
That's
You
just-
couldn't get any
that's what
other
you
job. Because the gays are great. Because gay people are great at plan. I take that back. No, none of my friends can plan an outing and it go like as planned.
Well, you know,
I take that
that's because the times changed. Right now,
Yeah.
it's be gay, do crime. Back then, it was be gay, be a royal advisor.
Yeah. Oh wait.
And
Okay.
be evil.
And,
No,
and
it
do
was be
crime,
gay, do
but
crime.
secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they were like. I'm terrible at planning, but they don't have to know that. So my terrible planning will be dedicated to these straight royals. Meanwhile, I'm going to be conniving and evil and usurp
gay.
power. No problem. And gay, of course.
If you think about it, Preminger is actually incredibly smart. He is wanting to get into a political marriage with a woman, despite the fact that he's gay, so he can rule over the kingdom and then make gay marriage legal.
Also, just want to say, at no point in the movie is Preminger like outwardly gay. It's just you look at him and you're like, I don't need any more context clues.
I'm sorry, no. There's a moment in the movie where Preminger, he does a high back kick in his reprise song, and I'm like, no straight man does that.
The other thing I would say is he has, like, two guys who just, like, do whatever he says, and there's, like, basically nothing in it for them but his approval.
Why are they
So,
there?
like,
They're his. This is a family show. I'm not gonna.
Okay,
they're a
so
throuple.
I can headcanon and say that they are indentured servants to Preminger.
I
So
did
that's
at
why
one
they're
point.
doing it for what doesn't seem like monetary gain. They're literally serving him just so they can live another day. Because they know
I did at
Preminger
one
will kill
point
him.
compare Preminger to Ursula and the two minions to Flotsam and Jetsam. So, like, they're just his minions.
Yeah, except Ursula actually loved Flotsam and Jetsam. And Preminger
Yeah, that's true.
No,
could not care any less
Preminger,
about Nick and
Preminger
Jack.
hates them. He despises them.
You know, just to throw this out there, there's really no grounds for this, but I feel like he was definitely amused by their antics. Because when they mess up, he doesn't even, like, do anything. He's just like, well, figures you guys messed this up. And then
see
just
where
moves
these
along.
They never get fired.
He likes them. He'll keep them around.
He literally his first encounter with them, like in the movie, not like in the lore of Barbie Princess and the Pauper, but only stuck to the movie, is literally he walks up to the cart that they're in, like knowing that they're in that cart, and
They
smiles.
jump and hide from him.
Yeah, they hide from him, and he's like, "Why, hello," and like he doesn't scold them or anything. He's just like, "Hey, boys, how you doing?"
I think he's just their dad.
We should also mention that Preminger has a dog that talks with a Boston accent and has a
Oh
golden
yes,
tooth.
okay. So also the animals talk, but not like to the humans, to each other.
Who is also named Midas for some reason.
I think IMDb got it wrong.
Yeah, I think so,
IMDb
too.
probably got it wrong. They probably did get it wrong, but anyway.
So they're in the town square, and they hear beautiful singing.
Oh, before that
Annalise
happens,
does. Jillian runs off to get some beer.
I don't think it's
He said a drink.
in D&D we refer to it as grog, which
Yeah,
is
grog.
which is just dirty water in our D&D canon. Like literally, like I think our characters just scooped up some muddy water and we're like, grog, delicious.
That's literally what it is.
Just
He literally comes with like
slop.
2 cups, and I'm like, well, first of all, how did he get them?
He
Is
bought
he like
them.
gonna bring?
He
Is,
paid.
Yeah. No, like, did he pay for the drinks and then went to find her, or
Yeah.
is it like? So what do you do with the cups afterward? Do you like return it to them,
I
or do
don't-
you just throw the cups
I wasn't
out?
born in medieval
You throw them on the
times, I don't
ground.
know.
It's the high medieval times.
Yeah.
You just toss them on the ground.
Oh, well, that's another thing they should probably sort out in the kingdom. What to do with the
Littering.
frog cups?
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
So before Annalise discovers Erica's singing, she notices that a family's shop is like being closed up and they have to leave. So at this point she recognizes the financial situation of her kingdom and she's like, oh, that's kind of bad. Maybe I do need to marry this king so people cannot like starve, and go homeless.
And I'm not.
Yeah,
we're not talking
there's-
about like they just closed the sign. They literally board their
Board
house
up the place,
Yeah.
pack up all their stuff and
They
leave.
board up
They
the
got
house
foreclosed.
like someone living with the
Yeah.
plague is in there.
The landlord king.
Yeah, I guess that is something that was interesting. So, like, okay, can we get to them meeting now? Because I have something to tie in
Yes.
with this family she just saw. Okay.
So Erica's singing. Madame Carp comes in, takes her money, which probably should be illegal, but whatever.
It's indentured servitude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so anyway, then Annalise comes along and she's like, hey, I liked your song. And then Erica's like, oh yeah, my mom taught it to me. And then they both are like, whoa, we look the same, but we don't have the
I
same
do want
hair
to.
color."
I do want to say,
Yeah.
this entire scene is up on Karina Stop as told by my sister. So if you want another
Card in the corner.
explanation- card in the
Yeah.
corner. There it is. Literally a video from 4 years ago, an audio from 6 years ago. But here it is.
Okay, so they met. Now, here's the thing. So, Annalise just saw this family losing everything they have, basically.
Yeah.
Now she meets Erica, and she wants to befriend her. She even is like, oh my gosh, you have to sing at the castle. Now, this girl confides in you. She calls Madame Carp's haberdashery or whatever, she calls it a penitentiary.
Yeah, she does.
And she calls it this. She talks about like basically her whole life that's full of struggles, and then the princess just counters with, "Well, I have breakfast in bed and get my
have time
feet
to
rubbed."
read.
So it's like,
And I never get to read.
but then
Oh, sorry.
I know we're gonna get into like some more details, but she's like already like, oh, maybe I need to marry the prince or the king or whatever because like money for the kingdom and all that. But then she gets to this car. Now she's made a connection with this Erica girl, and then doesn't take her with her.
She's just like, hope I see
Bye.
you someday. Bye.
You can't just dip. Like, okay, like I was talking about this with Bob, and we were saying like, we've I think we've talked about it. I think Woos posted that thing in one of the servers about like things that could be done with Jeff Bezos' money. So
Yeah.
it's already immoral that he doesn't, I don't know, do something. But if he met a clone of him who was homeless and like they formed a connection and he didn't help this one guy get up on his feet, that would be really rude.
Yeah, I definitely felt weird about that scene.
And also, we should mention that they don't know each other for like 20 minutes. They have like a few lines before and after their song together. So it's like 5 minutes that they've known each other.
Yeah.
Oh, and also we should mention that this scene reveals that Annalise has a birthmark in the shape of a crown.
Oh
And
yeah,
Erica
I didn't like that either. Okay, so here's my thing.
Here's the scene.
So, my issue with this is like, okay, I know that the reason is so that you can tell which one is which, and if there ever needs to be a test to identify. I get why it's in the story. But the fact that she has a birthmark shaped like a crown.
Did it have to be a crown?
Yeah, does it have to be a crown? And also, I feel like it plays into that whole thing of like, well, they're rich people, or like you can't buy class. Some people are just meant to be royal,
Keeping the
or some
bloodline
people
pure.
are meant to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, all that stuff. I feel like I know that they wasn't part of it, but when I saw that, I immediately was like, I don't like that.
I don't think I like that.
Especially because, like, I mean, I guess I know that it couldn't be the Pauper who has like the identified birthmark because that wouldn't really make any sense. But I don't know. I didn't like that birthmark one bit.
I feel like
we
it
should
could have
also-
been the Pauper, and maybe I'll bring it up when we get to that point. But like, I feel like it still could have been the Pauper that had the birthmark.
Yeah, there's probably a way. Okay, we can get to that.
We
What's
should
next?
also mention that both Erica and Annalise have cats.
Oh
They play an important part. So, Annalise has a cat, a white cat, because it has to be white, because white
White
is
Fluffy.
pure, obviously. And
She
Fluffy,
has
it's,
pink eyeshadow.
And
Yeah,
like little
for
pink
some
details.
reason.
Because it's Barbie.
her name is Seraphina, and she kind of shares a name with a character from League that I hate, so I instantly hate Seraphina.
Why? She's so helpful. She's like,
Yeah,
I literally
she gets
just
stuff
said.
done.
She shares
That's
a name with a
Seraphina.
character from
That's
League of
no
Legends
reason.
that I
She's
hate.
one of the most helpful characters in the whole movie.
Okay, I will admit she's a very helpful character, but I just don't like her name.
Okay.
Gamer reasons.
Okay.
And Erica has a cat named Wolfie who barks instead of meows.
And they never explain why.
And he talks in a Cockney accent.
Just for
Yeah,
fun.
no, they never explain why.
You don't need an explanation for it.
Exactly. So they kind of hit it off after Preminger's dog like tries to kill
Get
Seraphina.
back here. I'm walking here. You want the gabagoo.
The movie would have been
Gabagoo.
phenomenal if we heard Preminger's dog once say, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Gabagoo. Barbie, Princess, and the Pauper, it's exactly the same, except Skylar voices the dog.
Hey, bada bing da ba boo.
Oh my gosh, this.
So
We could do a fan dub.
Annalise goes back.
Yeah, oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Annalise goes back to the
That's for the
castle
Patreon.
with Seraphina
Yeah.
and Julian, and then the plan is played out for Annalise to be captured, and it's the way they try and capture her, or they do capture, is by luring her cat to be captured and then make noise, but they use like a wooden mouse on a string, and it confused me because first of all, that's a long piece of string.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe they were, like, outside the door and then just, like, walking backwards as she got it.
Well, that would be that'd be pretty daring because first of all, cats are pretty fast. So that means that also the mouse stops a few times too. But okay, so anyway, the mouse string is really long. I don't know how Annalise didn't notice it, or any of the servants, and also there's no guards on duty at nighttime for some reason.
They're sleeping. Listen, we learn later. We learn later on that the guards that are tasked with keeping the castle safe are very sleepy.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're
true.
sleepy and they don't do their jobs properly.
They're tired. They're
I mean, they're
overworked.
not getting.
Workers' rights.
I mean, yeah.
So
Overworked, underpaid, their
Underappreciated.
monarchy's falling.
Yes,
they're Amazon
really.
employees.
Viva la revolution.
There's nothing to.
Wagey,
There's hardly
wagey,
anything
getting
to
your
protect.
cagey.
They're broke.
Exactly. So they capture. So Nick and Knack, the Prime Minister's lackeys, they capture Annalise and they take her to a cabin, and they lock her in a room, and they throw Serafina out, and that's where she meets this. Serafina meets this horse named Hervé. Is that? I think I'm pronouncing that right. And he's a French
I think
horse.
so. Yeah, French horse.
And
And his character
know
model
why-
is very ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They did this horse so dirty because
we
the
should
other
mention
horse.
that some of the models from older Barbie movies are also used in this movie.
They're all up until a certain point where the art style changes. You're gonna see the same character models in every movie.
Which is why I assume that every single Barbie movie is just an AU of another Barbie
Yeah.
movie.
No, they're all in the same. They're all in the same fandom,
Well, something I just remembered.
Yeah.
So for the
or
first
in the
couple,
same universe, not fandom.
for the first couple of Barbie movies, and Princess and the Pauper steers away from this. Don't know why, but most of the Barbie movies start with Barbie interacting with Kelly, who is renamed to Shelley or whatever later on.
Oh.
Hated that rebranding. But anyways, so it's
Yeah.
the two of them. They're hanging out and doing something. And Kelly finds herself in a situation and she's kind of down in the dumps. And then Barbie starts telling a story. And then the story becomes a movie. So in Barbie the Nutcracker, Kelly is getting ready for a Christmas recital. And she's having a hard time remembering all her dance moves. And Barbie's like, well, I'll tell you the story about the Nutcracker and how dancing was very important. And then in Rapunzel, Kelly's like, I'm going to paint a picture. Womp womp. I don't know what to paint. Maybe I'm just not a painter. And then Barbie's like, well, painting's really good. Let me tell you about Rapunzel and how painting helped her in her life. Princess and the Pauper doesn't do that. So,
No, there's none of
feasibly,
that.
feasibly,
You know what
the AU thing does kind of work because these stories aren't happening. they're
you know
Barbie's
what?
retelling. So these are all characters coming from her roster of characters.
It's her
It's,
OCs.
oh.
She's just telling her OC stories to Kelly. Because apparently no one else online will listen to her OC stories.
It sounds like The Backyardigans is just a much better reboot of the Barbie cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting
Yes.
into some hot water here. That's a
I
whole
love
new
the-
debate.
I mean, because if you think about it, each Barbie movie, it's like, you play with dolls and you make it what you want. And so sometimes she's a princess, sometimes she's a pauper. But then, you have the Backyardigans, and they're pirates, mermaids, probably fairies one time. They go to space. They get into the thick of it.
But we can't see where we're going.
Did you guys
Alright.
have a favorite?
I really liked Backyard Again or episode.
Backyardigans.
I really liked.
I guess or both.
Episode or like a character?
I really
I
liked.
meant character, but I'm down for both.
I really liked Pablo, but something about Austin, he was just so sweet and quiet and shy. I was like,
yes! Oh my
so
gosh!
sweet, so cute.
That's
Okay, I
literally
need-
my answer. I loved Pablo, but then Austin would always get those solo songs that were so
So sad.
moving.
Austin was the Eeyore of the Backyardigans.
I'm like, okay, so full disclosure, I was way too old for the Backyardigans when it came out. But I still am aware of it because my mom did childcare, and so it was always on when I was in high school and stuff. But so I don't know any of their names, but I'm
Okay,
aware of the
alright,
show,
I
and
have
it was
them.
very cute. I like the pink one.
Unique.
Oh, Uniqua?
Uniqua, yeah.
Yes,
I don't know.
Uniqua.
What was she supposed to be, though?
I
Alright,
don't
so it's
really
Pablo.
know. A
It's
lady
Pablo.
Was she an ant?
I always thought
It's-
she was an ant when I was little.
That's what I think, but I love I guess the proportions don't matter because you have a penguin, a moose, a hippo, a kangaroo, and a bug.
You know what?
Yeah.
She was unique. She could be whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
it's
guess,
funny that you
yeah.
mentioned that because I literally just looked it up. The Backyardigans wiki says that Uniqua, her species is called unique creature. Uniqua is her name and also her species.
Whoa, wait a minute. You mean to tell me
Unique one.
Uniqua's
that
an alien.
So they were making this show and they were like, we'll have the kids be animals. Oh, we need one more girl one. Let's just create a whole new being.
Let's just... Someone open up Spore. Let's figure it out. Okay, Pink got it. What else
Not
you
a
putting in?
gazelle, not a cheetah, a whole
Oh, Uniqua
new
would have been cute as a
alien.
cheetah. But like a pink cheetah?
Right?
That would have been so cute. Somebody
Yeah.
redesigned the backyard again.
I'm sure it's out
mean-
there.
Yeah. Backyardigans 3. Oh, I'm sorry to get us so off track. Do you think there are Backyardigans OCs? Like the Sonic
Oh,
fandom?
100%.
sure.
I will look it up right now.
I love the idea of like
Yes, there
like
is. Yes, there
ama-
is.
I want a Gary Stu OC just like, yeah, I went there and then everybody turned to me. What are we going to do today? Hey, what snacks are at your mom's place? I didn't know what to do, but I tried my best and I hope my mom made peanut butter and jelly today. Like,
Favorite part of the show was how they got snacks at the end. That was really cute.
Yes.
it was
Okay,
I
so-
love seeing what snacks they have.
I am literally crying right now because the first result for Backyardigans OC is like a parody character.
Oh no.
And their name is
6.5 hours later.
Yeah, so back to Princess and the Pauper.
Yeah, please.
We're not going to acknowledge that last bit because they are children.
No, I I do not perceive
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'll just delete that
Yeah.
bit, but
Alright,
continue.
so
This whole
so
bit gets
Annalise
cut.
is kidnapped. Preminger fakes like a letter saying that she ran away because she doesn't want to marry the king, and then Julian's
Same.
like,
Which, to be
It's like,
fair,
huh.
she had expressed like, oh, I don't know what I should do, if I should marry him or not, because like I want to help my kingdom, but I'm not in love with him. So it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on track for her character.
One missed opportunity was that the note should have had the lyrics she sang to her mom, so then she would have like known.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just
I just
it's a
would
really
like-
long
I
song. This is a really long
I want
ransom
more
note she
proof.
wrote.
I know there's like a whole part that's like, and then at this seamstress shop, this is also
Yeah.
happening.
It's just the stage directions.
Yeah, that's the note for her mom.
Annalise steps off the stool and waltzes across the room, sings out the window.
all right, so Julian, he reads the letter, as does like everyone, like her mom does as well, and she's like, oh, my daughter, and then Julian's like, wait a minute,
I need you to not do that.
that smells like lavender, where'd you get this?
You make me think of that TikTok Roblox girl with that.
and then Preminger gets so defensive, he's like, why don't you just stick to your studies, schoolboy? And then he walks
Ma'am.
off. So Julian's like, this is really suspicious. So he gets Erica, and it's like, hey,
Well, but okay, so you missed a bit. So
did I now?
yes, you did. So, you mentioned he's like, this smells like lavender. This is not how Annalise signs her letter. She puts like a rose essential oil on it or whatever. That is a nice little detail because Julian and Annalise secretly love each other, and it's not even that secretly. They both know that they're like, hey, listen, I like you, but I understand my position as your tutor, and you are a princess. This would not work out. We can't be together. But they just love each other so much, and I think they have really good chemistry. I think they're really cute together, honestly.
I think they do have good chemistry. So Julian, he goes to get Erica, and Erica's like, yo, did she call for me? Julian's like, don't get excited, please don't. Um, Annalise is missing, and I think that Preminger had something to do with it, but I need you to come to the castle and pretend to be Annalise. I need you to cosplay as Annalise for a little bit.
Here's a
Erica's
wig.
like, yeah, so for some reason, they just have a blonde wig on hold for this type of
Well, he
situation.
brought it. I
It's
believe
definitely he didn't have it on hold, on standby. He was like, I have to go prepare for this. Let me sneak you in. Here's this wig I bought.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did that on the way to pick her up. But I do not like the creepy imagery when you said that of him just, like, having this blonde wig.
Well,
That,
I
like,
mean,
if anyone happened upon it, it'd be, like, for reasons.
Okay. I am not engaging in Julian slander because I think Julian is a very nice guy. But I just had this,
He's a phenomenal guy.
I just had this image of him like Buffalo Bill style, and it was not great.
I didn't have it Buffalo Bill style. Okay, so our default images are very different. I pictured it was gonna be this embarrassing thing where someone walks in on him and he has like this wig on like a stand and he's like practicing how to say things to Annalise.
That's very
Very
wholesome,
wholesome.
I thought.
I was thinking about Julie being like, "Listen, Erica, you put the lotion on the skin."
That's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Well, like what I was thinking was like he's like, I'm going to become Annalise.
Erica, I'm just here for this. You're just here for the support. I'm gonna become Annalise.
Oh, I would like a Princess and the Pauper reboot, but instead of Erica coming to take over as Annalise, Julian takes over as Annalise, and he's just in drag.
Yes.
I mean, that's basically motocrossed in a way, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows that. T-Com but us, but she...
I mean, it's just she's the man.
I mean, kind
Yeah,
of.
I guess-
But, like,
But, like, her brother didn't care about his education, but in this case, the brother kind of cared about his drag race career, I think, or whatever. Or the motocross career.
So they plan it out. Erica looks exactly like Annalise.
Because they're
Oh,
Barbies.
she put that wig on ridiculously fast.
Yeah, she puts it on super fast. Like, there's no
it was
way,
like
but
Hannah Montana.
there's
we have
no
to
like
suspend
hairnet
some
putting
disbelief.
the hair back, you know?
Okay,
we have to suspend
fine.
some disbelief because it's a movie and they
Okay,
can't be like,
fine.
hold on.
So
I guess, but I still think it's funny.
It's like
So,
in
I
Hannah
don't know-
Montana.
I don't
Yeah.
know
Yes.
if it is. I don't know if it's like then that Erica meets Preminger or later in the movie, but
Yeah, I don't think they officially meet yet because the next thing is just to be like, because like the queen has to do cleanup duty
Right,
because that
right,
one guy,
yes.
Lazy Town Mayor, is like, well, I
gonna leave.
never, yeah,
he's
just
like,
really
this
mad.
is outrage.
Okay, so here's what kind of lit the fire under everybody's butt. Lazy Town Mayor was like, if Annalise is not back before the end of the night, we're calling off this wedding and we're going home. So Julian's like, okay, I gotta figure out something quick. His plan is just to get Erica into the castle, pretend to be Annalise for a hot minute, while he can figure out where Annalise actually is, so then she can go and get married. It's not, he's like, oh, selfish motivations, I have to find her so we can run off. He's like, no, I understand she has, like, responsibilities and a duty to uphold, so I'm gonna go find her. I'm gonna save the day. You, Erica, just play princess for a minute. It'll be fun.
That is one
Trust
thing
me.
that
Yeah.
I genuinely did appreciate about this movie is I feel like it had actual, like, legit stakes going on throughout. Like, they really did care about, like, the kingdom. Like, I feel like there are some kids' movies where, like, they say things like that, but then, like, it's really irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To everything, but saving the kingdom was actually a big deal to everybody. in
People
this.
are starving.
This is like adjacent to the topic, but that's what I really liked about Moana. Because I feel like a lot of princess movies are like, oh, you just have to follow your heart no matter where it takes you. And that one was like, she really wanted to go to the sea, but she knew that she had to stay for her people. But then she ended
Yeah.
up having to leave to save her people. So that was, I liked that. Because I agree with Zach's where it's like a lot of movies are like, or a lot of kids
Follow your
movies are
heart.
like, who cares about your responsibilities, just follow your heart.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah.
And this movie kind of gets at that. Like, the whole first song is the two of them talking about how they want different for their lives. They both want freedom in some aspect, but they understand that they have responsibilities and they can't just abandon them and go, like, frolic in a field. Annalise has to be a princess, and she knows that one day she needs to rule over this kingdom, whereas Erica is like, I have been working my whole life to pay off my own and my parents' debt, and if I leave now, then I'm putting that responsibility all on my mother, and that's not fair to her, so I have to stick around and do that. So
Yeah.
that's something I appreciate about this movie.
So
Yeah, I guess, I really feel like her and her mother should just run away now. Because, like, they took on the debt to feed her.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, she's a beautiful singer now. She got
She can go
coins
do
on the
opera.
road. Yeah, just run away together. You and your mom. Just leave.
We hate Madame Carp in
So-
this house.
no,
she's
we do
just so
not stand
awful.
Madame Carp.
We do not like her.
We don't stand that girl. So, Erica is like, "Hey, I'm Annalise. What's up?" And then everyone's like, "Oh, thank God she's here. Okay, the wedding will continue." And Pam's just like,
There's
"Rat."
There's this funny part where just like how Kelly Sheridan really just did an excellent job in the voice acting. She played both Annalise and Erica, and not once did I think they sounded the same. But the way she says the line is, "I'm so sorry, Mother, I shouldn't have run away." She's like, "I'm going full camp. I am so sorry, Mother, I should not have run away." And she says it exactly like that, because she's like Erica trying to be Annalise, who has only spoken to her once, and is trying to, like, pick up on how she speaks, and is trying to guess how to be royal, having no idea how. It was just it's just really funny. Just, I should not have run away.
Yeah, she's trying really hard, like, to sound proper, but she's, like, going overboard with it. That's going on. Annalise escapes the cabin that she's being held at because she's smart.
What did we all think of her escape plan?
Oh my
It
god.
was great.
She entrusted it to her cat.
Yeah. See, Seraphina's a good
Oh,
character.
who by the way got back into the cabin by Hervé bucking her onto the roof.
Catapulting her.
Yeah.
Catapulting her. That's
She
that's
is
a better word
dedicated.
for it.
My cats would absolutely not do that for me, but Seraphina's a real one and pulled through.
Yep, she did. But so
That was
Annalise,
so scary.
Annalise-
I was actually kind of holding my breath a bit when she's trying to, like, go when she gets scared. She has to sleep under, like, a cart for a little bit. I was like, oh no, Seraphina.
Yeah, can
So-
we just talk about how it's this proper princess-raised cat, and she gets dirty, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like this at all," but she still pushes
I don't
through
wanna
it.
Look at myself. Yeah.
It's
Because she
really
loves her.
sweet.
She's so sweet.
I can't wait till we
there
talk
are
about
parts-
Wolfie, because they have some good cats. I feel like this
Yeah.
is good cat representation, because usually in media, it's like cats are just like...
Yeah, the devil.
"Arr."
Yeah.
I should also mention that there are points in the movie where Seraphina calls Annalise my princess, which
So cute.
so good. So she escapes by pretending that there's a ghost in her room, which is the funniest thing. Nick and Knack, obviously, they fall for it because they're dumb. But she manages to escape with Seraphina, and they ride Hervé out of the woods. So Nick and Knack are like, oh great, what are we going to do now? So Privinger comes back to be like, hey yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? And they're like,
he comes back because at first he's like, oh, Annalise escaped because I saw her at the castle. So he comes back to yell at them like, how did she get out? And they're like, what are you talking
how
about?
did she escape?
Yeah, they're thinking that he found out immediately that she escaped. They're like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, you let her go. She was at the castle. And they're like, what? She is? No, she just left.
No, she's asleep in her bed, and
Go
then
look.
one of the brothers is dressed up in like first time drag. Baby's first drag.
Not even.
Really.
He has a mop on his head as hair.
I was still thinking, like, they put that together real quick. Did they even know Preminger was on his way? Like,
well, they were already
what you have, I guess.
I mean, when they lost the princess, they were already formulating something.
They're like, okay,
That's
new plan.
true.
I'm the princess now.
Look at me. I am the princess now. So Preminger's like, y'all are like, you're dumb. Like, really dumb. But little do they know at first that Julian has followed Preminger. And he found out that he was behind it all. And so they corner him, and Julian gets knocked out and he goes missing. And I don't know, is this the scene? I think it's either this the scene where Erica is talking to Wolfie, or it's the scene where Annalise. No, it's the scene where Annalise, she goes into town and then Madame Carp finds her.
Yeah. So
and then she gets dragged back home.
Yeah. First, she gets refused in.
Fake home.
So she rides up to like the castle gate, and she's like, "Please let me in. I'm the princess. I've been kidnapped." And the guy's like, "There is absolutely no way that you're the princess, because I just saw her in the castle and get lost." And she's like, "Oh no!" And she has nowhere to go, and so she goes to Madame Carp's looking for Erica, because she's like, "Well, she'll take me in. She'll help." And Erica's not there.
No, I thought Madame Carp found her in the streets and was like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
No, she goes to Madame Carp's knowing that Erica is there. And I feel like she asks for Erica. She's like, "Is Erica here?" And she's like, "You're Erica. Get in here."
Oh, probably.
Yeah, because she was like, "Well, I know Erica and I know where she lives and she'll help me because she doesn't have anybody else to turn to." So she goes to Erica.
And then Madame Carp's like, "Erica, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Excuse me? Don't talk to me like that. I'm a princess." And it's like, why are you using your title? Like, why are you being privileged now?
Because, what do you mean? Why is she being privileged?
Yeah.
Well, like,
she didn't have other chances to use it.
Alright, fair. But she's like, I am Princess Annalise, and then Madame Carp's like, "Ha, that's funny. Okay, get back to work."
No, well, what she says, she's like, "You're being really disrespectful. Do you know who I am? I'm Princess Annalise." And she's like, "Haha, no, you're not. We're best friends." And Annalise is like, "Oh, are you? Huh. I will remember this for later."
Annalise will remember this.
Because Madame Carp makes so Madame Carp says that she makes them, so, like, on all of her tags, it's, like, made exclusively by Madame Carp. Really, she's using slave labor to produce her dresses. Fast fashion, keep this in mind when you are buying clothes from Shein and you're spending $500 on cheaply made clothes. Remember who is making them.
Okay,
anyways.
No, hold on. Are you saying that Shein costs $500? Because Shein does not cost $500.
I mean, like, people who spend $500 on, like, Shein hauls.
Got it.
I spent $500 on a Shein haul. Whoa!
Yeah. And, like, let me be clear. If you, like, buy, like, 2 items from, like, an online store like Shein or Zaful, you're not a bad person, but just keep in mind where those clothes are coming from and who is making them, and don't spend hundreds of dollars on Shein clothes, because
I think the only people spending hundreds of dollars on Shein clothes are influencers, honestly.
Yeah. So
the
influencers
reason
out there.
people buy Shein, the reason people buy Shein is because it's, like, cheap.
Yeah.
And so they get, like, a couple things.
Yeah. And, like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't buy, like, swimsuits from Zaful. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't engage in that, because that would be dishonest. But it's important to know who makes those clothes, like, why they're so cheap. They're so cheap because it's worker exploitation. They're working in not great conditions. Well, maybe I'll save this for, like, a big video essay another time. But keep this in mind.
Some
and that's what's happening in Madame Carp's. Stay tuned.
So
That will come.
So-
Mark that off your
So-
mark that off your deep dish bingo.
Yeah.
so next
Yeah.
Planet
next
YouTube
day
videos.
next day Erica wakes up in Princess's bed, and a maid comes in and is like, "Oh, here's your breakfast." And she's like, "Wow, thanks. Do you want like a cinnamon roll?" And she's like, the maid's like, okay. And then she has a bath. And that's when Wolfie starts trying to meow, and then a whole song plays about not like trying to be like other people, like that she loves.
So
Wolfie
why
for-
am I
for
trash
who she
that
is,
genuinely
for who he is.
made me teary-eyed?
It really did.
It was
'cause
it's a
such
very good song.
The music in this movie
It was-
is some of the best, honestly, for the Barbie movies. They did not have to go as hard as they did for the soundtrack, but they were like,
Well, it's-
here we go.
It's a musical. It's supposed to have good music.
But they went hard.
Yeah, but they
could've-
don't. But
they could have
like,
phoned it in,
yeah.
and the movie would have still made millions. But they were like, we're
Yeah,
going
but
to
it's-
put love
it's-
and care into this production.
It's a really, really good song. Oh, we should also...
She's-
I forgot to mention,
Oh,
before
yeah.
this, Dominic's like, "Oh, maybe we don't have to go through with the wedding. Maybe I'll just call it off." And then he's gonna go talk to her, but then he, like, hears her voice and is like, "Oh, nope, yeah,
No,
no.
never mind.
I like this."
Yeah.
Which is
I
kind of
mean,
creepy because
it's
he opens up the door.
Well, like, he just,
Yeah,
like,
I-
calls in, and he's like, hello, princess, are you there? And then he just hangs out by the door to listen to her sing.
Well, he had the door open, did he not?
Just like a crack. Like, nobody
okay,
could see
but that's
in.
still exceptionally creepy.
He's just listening.
They made sure to draw his eyes not looking that
Yeah,
direction,
he kept-
because also he would have seen her
Still.
brown
Yeah.
hair.
I know,
He
but
kept-
still, it's really creepy.
It's not that creepy. It could have been
I don't
worse.
approve of it.
It's
I
kind
mean,
of...
yeah,
That's not a great
it's
thing
not,
to say.
It's not the worst
been
thing.
worse.
Listen, I don't
but
condone
it's
this.
It's also kind of creepy because, like, fine, maybe if you heard it while walking past, whatever. But like, never mind.
It's a
I'm gonna
movie.
get too deep.
No,
into
I definitely do agree with you, because like at a certain point you knew she wasn't gonna be decent. Like past a certain point in this, like you go into her room fine. I guess she could be like in bed or maybe reading a book or something. But like he went past the door to like where the bath would be, and like at that point,
Well, did he? We don't know. We didn't see him,
What?
like, in the corner
I mean,
of
we
the
saw-
bathroom. We just
I
saw
have
the door.
literally
I mean, he
bought
walked-
this movie. I will go
He
and
was
look at it
outside
right
the-
now.
he went into the bedroom and then he walks up to another door that's where the bath is. So he walked up to this point and kept going. Also, like, there was like steam and stuff, and I don't know. I guess this is kind of a thing. If you were singing like a love song to your cat and you thought you were alone, would you feel embarrassed if you found anyone?
I mean,
Okay.
Yes,
So,
if I
like-
want to sing a song to Luke, that is my choice, and no one else should be a part of it.
like, I talk to, like, my cats in, like, a sing-song voice sometimes, and I'm like, if you hear it, you hear it. This is how I talk to my cats.
Yeah, but you're not singing a whole entire song
I
for
might.
And it was
I've
like
said-
Molly and Mars.
I sang a song to a bird once, and the bird sang with me, and it was really cute.
I once barked at a dog and it got really excited. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Ma'am.
Well, continuing back to the Princess of the Pauper. So, one thing I will say, so I agree with both. There's validity, I feel like, to both camps that we've seen here. That it was creepy, but suspension of disbelief, it's true love. Also, I guess I understand. I feel like it'd be hard not to, like, sort of fall in love with the girl with the beautiful voice who's singing this whole song to her cat about. Because I guess I was just thinking about it, like, if you're gonna, like, marry someone and it's, like, royal, they're supposed to be, like, all stuffy and refined, but, like, it's a very silly song about this wolfy cat, and, like, I don't know, I thought, like, that was... I know it's, like, still kind of, like, love at first sighty, and, like, as most of these movies are for time and all that, but,
Okay.
like, I feel like this was good grounds for, like, at least being interested in
Okay.
Erica
Okay. I have
/Annalise.
solved the mystery of, is Dominic a creep or not? So the scene, he opens up the door to her room, but he doesn't go into the bathroom room. He doesn't even step into her room. He just stays outside of her room.
So he's,
Oh,
so
okay.
he's in the hallway with the door
He's
open a
in the
crack.
hallway.
Yeah, there's lots of things we can slander about this movie. But I will not stand for slander of Dominic. He's a little boring and dull, yeah, but he respects women.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yes. So we have that cleared up. So I think it's after her bath and getting all
She does her
prettied
bath.
up and everything.
She sings the song to her cat
Preminger
about being
comes
perfect.
along. Yeah, Preminger does come along and is like, "Oh, hey, what's up, girl?" And is like, who's this dog? Not this dog, who's this cat?
The specific line is, "What's this stupid cat doing here?"
Yeah,
I would love
also,
to point out that
I should mention that before Wolfie had interacted with Preminger in the castle and barked at him, and he's like, "Ah! Who let this mangy mutt in here?"
And he
And
kicks
then
him.
kicks him out of the way.
Sorry, Rogue,
So-
what were you saying?
And he's also apparently the only character in the castle who recognizes, wait a second, she doesn't have the cat that she normally does. This is a new cat.
Where's Seraphina? And she's like, oh, she's somewhere.
And he's like, "Oh,
You
funny,
know
I don't ever see you
Seraphina.
two apart."
It's like, you know her.
And nobody
just
else has mentioned it.
sleepy. Yeah, people are just like take it at face value, like, yeah, Annalise is back.
I mean, I would probably overlook that stuff too if the economy was on the line at this point. Like, yeah, so what? She has a different cat, kind of deal.
I don't
But
know.
so
It's suspicious.
Oh, I didn't know.
so Preminger's getting a bit suspicious, but he walks
That was weird.
Erica
just-
down, and they meet again. The Dominic and Erica, and they're like, "Hey, Dominic, you love playing, what is it, the harpsichord or the piano? One of those
Oh,
things."
can I interject quickly?
Piano.
Yes.
So something
You
I
may
just
interject.
remembered, it's this very subtle storytelling tool that they use. So both of the girls wear different colors. Annalise wears pink and Erica wears blue. When Erica is pretending to be Annalise, she's wearing purple.
Interesting.
Oh, that's cute.
So
This movie's
they're
good.
like, they're like, "Hey, will you do a mixtape with Dominic?" And she's like, "Oh no, I don't want to.
I don't
I
sing."
don't really sing." And then she does the "I don't want to." Do you remember that fight where it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh my
but it
god,
sounded
I don't even sing."
Oh, here's a question
So
about
they
that.
they sing their song and they're singing.
What's Sax's question?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so my question about the song thing, why was she hesitant to sing? Was she shy, or was she, like, worried that was, like, stealing Annalise's man?
Or was she worried that she was a better singer than Annalise? Because Annalise was like, you should come sing at the castle.
Well, if we look beyond the the movie and we go into the cast, Annalise and Erica have two different singers for their voice actresses. So Erica was probably like, oh man, my voice actress is gonna come in now, and they're gonna realize that we sound different. Because Kelly Sheridan I can sound like her, no problem. But my singer, uh-oh.
All right, I think, I don't have it up right now, but yeah, they did have different singing actors. Which is
yeah.
insane when you think about it. It's like,
We'll put their names up on screen. This is them. Good for them. They did great.
yeah! So, they sing their song. There's some scenes, during the song where Preminger's like, ew, the hets are at it again. Kind of deal. He's like, ugh,
True love.
I hate the straights.
I hate love.
Us.
I only like
straights.
money.
We forgot to have money. So they have their thing, and then they're like, oh yeah, haha, blah blah blah, and then Dominic leaves. And Erica's like, oh my god, Wolfie, I can't do this. I'm falling in love with him.
Well, before she says that, she's like, I don't know what's going on. Julian has not come back yet. Annalise is nowhere to be seen. And on top of that, I think I'm starting to have feelings for this guy, and I'm really not supposed to.
Yo,
Yeah,
King Dominic
I really-
looking like kind of a snack though.
Okay, can
I
we go back a
really-
little bit?
oh, yeah?
When was
Yeah.
the scene
Uh-huh.
where Julian teaches her to be proper?
Oh,
'Cause I
Oh
really
yeah, that
like
was
that
right
That was
before.
with the wig.
Yeah, I just liked that song a lot.
It's very cute, and I
Yeah.
like the relationship between, or the friendship rather, between Julian and Erica. Because he's just like, I'm here to help, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. And she's like, I don't know how to be a princess. And he's like, trust me, I know everything about being a princess. Watch this.
One thing that was weird was the lyric. There was a lyric that said, "You can't eat the parsley off your plate."
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
because
get the parsley.
parsley is a garnish.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was still like,
Because I know some people like will like chew it afterwards, kind of like as a mint.
To like freshen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's usually
So-
like as a garnish, so you don't eat it.
Mm.
I lost my complete train of thought right now. What where were we?
Erica is falling in love with Dominic, and that is Big Bad.
That's
And Julian
Yeah.
hasn't been back yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julian hasn't been back yet, and I think they go to Annalise, who has made a plan to take her ring and give it to Serafina with the tag for the boutique, and run to the castle so someone can find her.
Because her thought process is, if they see that on my ring on the cat, then they'll know that I'm at this boutique. Which is that's just such a wild train of thought to me, but okay.
Yeah, I guess, like, because Serafina survived and she didn't. The other thing, though, that I was just thinking about, like, I mean, I guess we sort of talked about it with the stakes and everything, but just one last thing on, like, Erica being stuck at the castle and Julian not even coming back. She was already apprehensive about this plan from the beginning, because she's like, we could literally be imprisoned or worse, meaning dead.
Yeah.
So,
We are
like,
going to be guillotined.
so you don't even know what's going on. Your only, like, contact, the only person who can vouch that you weren't, like, just trying to steal the crown and money or whatever.
Because Julian was like, I'm going to be here to help, and then just, like, never came back.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you even thinking if you're Erica?
Panic.
Like,
She's freaking out.
Do you know that
Yeah.
that irony meme where it's like the mannequin head with the hands and he's like, panic? That's literally how Erica was feeling the entire time. Panic.
Oh,
So-
another thing before we keep going. So the scene where Annalise is like, oh, okay, here's my plan. Serafina, go back to the castle with this little tag. Before that, Madame Carp was like, Erica, Annalise, you've been so disrespectful. I have this huge order going out, and you and Mom, whose name we haven't figured out, you are not allowed to leave this room until all these dresses are done, and they get locked in. So Annalise can't just, like, ditch and go, and neither can the mom, so they have to stay in there. And Annalise is like, well, I guess we'll start making dresses in the meantime. And Erica's mom is like, oh, you don't have to do that. And Annalise is like, no, like, it's okay, like, I'll help out. She knows nothing about dressmaking, but she tries her
Yeah,
best.
she makes it worse. She
like,
makes it
yeah,
worse
that's
for the
the
mom.
thing.
The sleeves
So,
are
like,
all wonky,
the
but she tries.
wait, but I would like to talk about this sequence of events, because they get trapped.
Yeah.
Next thing we see is Annalise has made a dress with two mismatching sleeves. One's really short, one's really long. Then Mom says, oh, you don't have to help. And she says, no, I can't have you do this all alone. But, like, she's going to need to redo your work, Annalise.
Well, she went
Yeah,
back.
it's
Please
gonna,
stop.
We saw her go back
double
to fix
the work.
it. She was going back to fix it. Like, she
Yeah,
holds the dress
so-
up and she's like, ugh, this didn't go as planned. And her mom's like, you know, like, you don't have to help. She's like, no, I'll help. And then she keeps working on the dress and her mom's like, oh, what a silly goose. But it's so nice of her that she cares about me.
Yeah, I guess. I just...
You know,
I don't know.
Annalise
I
is really
feel-
trying to be to be helpful.
Annalise
I
is
appreciate
trying.
the motives, but sometimes you mean well, but you're making things
Yeah.
worse. So
Yeah.
you should
I
stop while
appreciate
you're
the
ahead.
allyship, but you can
So-
just be supportive here.
So Seraphina gets to the castle, and Preminger finds her and finds the ring on Seraphina, and where Annalise is, and is like, "Girl, you just gave me the final piece of the puzzle. This is great."
Oh,
Thank
I also really liked that because when I saw that, I was genuinely like thinking like, man, if I was a kid, I would have been so shook when it was Preminger who found the cat because I really thought it was just gonna work. I thought it was just gonna be a solution, like it was just gonna get to Erica. She'd know what was up. She'd know how to find him. But no,
The first time I
Preminger
watched
found
this, as like a little baby, I was like, oh, Annalise is in trouble.
So she finds the cat. He finds the cat. So Preminger gets on his black horse and rides to the boutique and shakes the door handle. And I think Annalise is the one that opens the door. Despite the fact that they're, locked in.
I don't think so. I think she goes to the door and she's like...
I literally have the movie right here. I'm literally watching it.
There are no continuity errors in this movie. I will put $10
Shaking
on
the
it.
doorknob. He's shaking the doorknob.
Okay, except I did find one on IMDb.
No. He does open the door. Okay, so
Sorry,
he does open the door.
What's the goof you found, Rogue?
I think I know what it is, but go ahead, Rogue.
According to IMDb, Annalise's mother said, "I missed you at breakfast this morning," but Annalise always has breakfast in bed.
Oh.
I thought about that. That is so... I was wondering about that, but I was like, maybe she checks in on her?
Yeah, or maybe, like, this is our special breakfast day.
They sit in the bed together and eat breakfast.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
That would be cute. I approve.
Yeah.
So...
Like, sometimes it's your room, sometimes it's my wing.
See, what she does is she slips, like, a scroll under the door, and it just says, hug, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. If you remember what that's from, give this video a big thumbs up.
And like and subscribe.
It's from Wall Card in the corner.
So Preminger grabs Annalise's like, "Oh my god, no time, we have to go," and then she doesn't even get to say goodbye to Erica's mom. So they ride off, and they go to the mines. And that's where we find Julian, that he has been held captive by Preminger in the mines, apparently. And then Preminger is like, you know what? Annalise, you are too much work, girl.
I'm just gonna kill you.
Is your mom available? Your mom looking like kind of a snack.
No, not even. No, he's not like, your mom is a sexy second option. Let's go. He's like, I am literally just using your family for power. I will exploit your grieving, stupid mother for my own political and financial gain.
The funny part is that he says your mother is a very handsome
Your mother is a
woman.
very handsome woman.
Which is just more evidence
what do you
that
mean
he's
by
gay.
that?
Yeah.
One thing that's funny, though, like, this is kind of unrelated, but whenever I hear handsome woman, I just think of Pride and Prejudice, and I just think of Mr. Darcy saying, she's handsome, but not enough to tempt me.
I always find that, like, it's like, I feel like it's supposed to be a compliment, but it's like a dig. Like, it's like, she looks manly, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But apparently it's a nice thing to say.
Wait.
Apparently.
Keep talking. I need to get my charger because my computer's
Oh my god, why weren't you charging your computer?
I didn't think it would take this long.
But, honey,
It's
you
deep
don't understand.
dish. It's a deep dish.
It's a deep dish. We recorded a 4-hour Sonic video. 4 hours. If you think we are going to get a video,
for 4 hours.
They were 4 hours. 4 sessions of recording. 4 hours in a row. We finished at 5 a.m. my time.
It was a rough go.
You don't come into a Kind of Friends video thinking it's going to be a half-hour endeavor, because it's going to be endless.
I really feel like we spoiled you with the QPP video.
The nice
You
little,
thought
like,
they were just all very
15-minute, like, this was great. This went by so quick. No, that's not how Kind of Friends works. Hours.
You're the real. This isn't just an interview for your life story. This is the real time. The big leaks.
We're really a long format podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and we're only at an hour and a half. Like, it's good time for us.
I mean, the
We're doing
movie's
good.
almost-
We're almost done.
Yeah.
yeah.
The movie's almost over, and like, the fact that it includes tangents is good, because there have been times where we've done a recording, we're at 125, and like we haven't even like gotten to where we're at.
Okay,
now.
I'm back.
We'd still, there have been somewhere, I think we'd still be at like the maybe we would have gotten to the montage or the song where he's teaching her and
Yeah.
gives her the wig by now.
Okay, what did I miss?
We were
We were-
berating you because you thought this was going to be a 15-minute video.
Yeah, we were.
No, I didn't think
Even though
it
you
was going
left.
to be a 15-minute video. I was like, oh, I think my computer will manage. But no, my computer's dumb, and it was like, I'm running low.
Be ready to sit in your seat for 2 hours minimum.
Okay, I will remember that for next Barbie night.
You need to block out the next 3 years of
Yeah.
your life, because you're going to be right here.
I have the time. So,
Okay.
So Preminger's
So,
like, I'm going to go
Preminger's
marry your
like-
mom. See ya. Have fun
Yeah,
dying
Preminger's
in a
like-
mine.
yeah, exactly. I don't think he expected them to starve, which is kind of a really
No,
messed
not
up
even.
way to go.
No, he like collapsed the mine before he left.
Yeah.
Yeah, he collapsed the mine, so he's expecting them to starve.
No, he expected
I think
them
No,
he
I
to
think
die
he
in
them
thought
to
they
trouble.
were
die
going to get
in-
buried under... Yeah.
Because his
He
plan
was
was
hoping they'd get smushed.
How are you guys not understanding that he collapsed the mine so they can't get out?
He
To
told
kill
the
He
story
collapsed
to...
it so the rocks would land on them. It just didn't.
He told the
Oh,
story
okay.
to her mom. They were crushed in the mine.
Oh, right, yes, okay.
you call
So-
yourself
so-
a fan of this movie, a fan
Shut
of
her
Preminger, and you don't even understand his motivations.
I do
Okay.
understand his motivations. I made an entire PowerPoint over it.
Well,
We're
you
not
missed
gonna
this
gatekeep.
detail.
We're not going to
So-
gatekeep Prevenger.
Don't gatekeep my girl boss, dude.
I'm gonna gaslight you if you don't stop.
Don't gaslight me! Alright, so my mansplaining male wife, Preminger, goes back to the castle and is like, that's the imposter. There's an imposter among
Oh
us.
my god. If you clicked off this video now, I understand.
Please, please, I implore you to click off this video now. It's gonna get worse from here. So everyone votes for Erica and they kick her out of the ship.
Oh my god.
And they do find out she is the imposter because she doesn't
Is
have
this
the
what Gen
birthmark
Z
on
is
her
like?
arm.
No,
Yes.
I can assure you this is not what Gen Z is like.
So
This is Generation Alpha.
This is Gen Z Hospital.
no.
Oh no!
You did it to yourself.
don't make me remember that.
Video on that coming soon.
I hope not. I will not be taking part in that.
So
You suggested it.
I think I suggested it based on the video that she wants to do.
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah, I think
okay, but real talk.
back to this.
Real talk, Preminger's like, she's a fake. I have news about your daughter. She did. And then the queen's like, are you suggesting I don't know my own daughter? And that's when everyone was like, yeah.
Okay.
You don't.
So here's where things get a little confusing for me. So Preminger says this woman is an imposter who was hired by Julian to... I don't know. Okay, so here's where it's
Take the crown, I guess.
He was like, he's conspiring to take the crown. Meanwhile, Julian's not even here. So Julian was trying to take over the crown. Wouldn't he like have stuck around a little bit? His his plan is a little wishy-washy, but you know, he's gay, so I don't expect great planning out of him.
So they
Don't worry,
so,
I'm a gay. I can say this. That's someone who can't plan
So
anything.
Premiger's like,
We're all
check
gay
her,
here.
Yeah.
check her shoulder. There's no birthmark. So, yeah, just check her shoulder. So they check her shoulder, and there is no birthmark. So the queen's like, oh god, my daughter, she's dead. And
Womp
then they arrest her, which is so weird because like Preminger has more power over the guards than the queen does.
It's high medieval times. They didn't have a good court system.
Well, they don't have a court system at all because they jailed her even though she didn't have a fair trial.
Listen, okay, we all know that our
There
court
was no
system,
jury.
We all know that our court system operates and was created in a way to benefit rich white men. So, of course, she's going to be thrown into a dungeon with little to no evidence of conspiracy, with no jury trial, with no rights, with no representation. Of course, this is how it happens. Plus, it's medieval times.
So
The fact that
So
she
she
wasn't
gets arrested.
guillotined immediately is a miracle.
she gets arrested and they're like, oh god, this is really messed up. And then
Mayor of Lazy Town is like, pack it up, boys, we're leaving.
yeah,
Back to Lazy Town.
let's roll out.
The fact that we haven't been referring to Dominic as Spartacus or like anything Lazy Town related is a cardinal sin.
Well, then
Okay,
who would
it's
be?
Sporticus, first of
Spartacus?
all.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not Spartacus, it's Sporticus,
sorry.
dude. You call yourself a Lazy Town stan and don't even know that?
Listen, I stand
would
Robbie Rotten,
Preminger
not, what,
be
not the
Robbie
blue one.
Rotten?
You don't know about Robbie Rotten's gay lover? They are lovers on different ends of the law.
All of it, like, that's
really
okay.
tragic.
Like,
Oh, I miss him.
talking about Lazy Town for a second.
Can we watch Lazy Town one day?
Yeah.
You can watch Lazy
Sure.
Town whenever you want.
No,
Yeah,
but it's
like-
better to watch it with friends. It feels weird watching Lazy Town by yourself. Like, my mom's gonna be like, why are you watching Lazy Town by
I literally
yourself?
watched
But
Roly
if I'm-
Poly by myself like a month ago.
You know
Memories
what's-
have been unlocked for me.
But, like, no, but, like, if she sees me laughing and yucking it up with friends while watching Lazy Town, then she's gonna be like, okay, this is fine. Like,
Well, okay, wait. Can we just... I had something I wanted to say, but first let me address that. So, are you suggesting that, like, if you watch it alone...
yes.
Like, okay, you watch it with friends, it's fine, but if you're watching it alone, you're just like...
You're just laughing out loud.
Lazy Town.
Haha, I love watching Lazy Town.
I love watching Lazy Town by myself at 3 a.m. with a glass of milk.
You,
No, it just
you're
doesn't
drinking
feel the
glasses of
same.
milk, ma'am.
What, you don't drink milk?
No, I'm lactose.
Oh, haha, dumb.
Oh.
Haha, nerd.
It's just, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, is Yuvia, like, posing as a vegan? Did she just out herself? What just
No,
happened?
just the thought of like
Just
drink,
because-
the thought of
because you
drinking
don't
a
drink
glass
milk
of
doesn't-
milk.
Just
To
because
be
Okay.
fair, I don't drink milk either, and I am not lactose intolerant. So
I
don't
can't.
really
I
drink
agree.
milk
I can't do
either.
regular milk now. My body can't handle it.
I did get pretty used to almond milk.
I'm not a fan of cow milk.
Yeah, I like.
I don't know,
Or
man.
really
I
almond
like-
milk.
I kind of like
But-
oat milk.
I don't know, man. Sometimes that cow milk could just hit right.
You are an
I like
absolute
almond
heathen.
milk.
I even because I enjoy cow milk.
Yeah, this is the heathen telling you that you're a heathen.
Hi.
You and that cow juice. Moo juice, as they call it.
Moo juice.
Moo juice.
Hi, welcome to the deep dish on Princess and the Pauper, where we have an argument about milk.
Yeah, This is just a regular.
This is
deep
on
dish.
par.
Yeah.
I will say though, I feel like I like the energy we've created in house today because like we've got like there's lots of like sides and debates. This is really like
Okay, this
is like
I
catty.
feel
getting back
blessed
to our
in
roots.
these chilies tonight.
Yeah.
Can we? Okay, just because you like made a very loose my brother and me reference, this will be the last thing. I had a really weird dream the other night where Travis got canceled on Twitter because he pooped the bed. And Twitter was like, that is so disgusting. I am never listening to Mabim Bam ever again. And Travis was like, it happened. I'm sorry. I was sick. And I was trying to like be his PR manager and help him fix it. And then I woke up and the conflict wasn't solved.
It reminds me of that story in Australia where one of the prime ministers pooped himself at a McDonald's.
And vehemently denied it.
Yeah, and then someone made a comment that's like, that sounds like something that's something that I'm getting lost with my words.
This is
Sounds
something
like
somebody would say when they absolutely pooped their pants in a McDonald's in 1997.
Oh, yeah, I love that one. That was really good.
Anyway.
Okay. Back to
Anyway,
the whole thing.
so Annalise and Julian are like, how are we gonna get out of here? And then they try and pick away at the wall, but it's not. I think they hit water at some point.
Well, before that, they
confess their feelings for each other.
well, even before that happens, we
they
may
find a rock.
have seen this meme on Twitter.com or on Facebook. It's this little screenshot. So Julian's like, it's hopeless, and a rock like falls out of the ground and it cracks open, and there's a geode. We never mentioned this at the beginning, but as Nick and Knack are like digging through the mine to like get the last of the gold, they find a big round rock and they're like, this is garbage. And they throw it and it breaks, and inside it is like an amethyst geode. So we're like, this will be important later. And then it's important later because it comes back.
And
Chekhov's-
that is
it's
called
Chekhov's
good
geode.
storytelling.
Yeah, Chekhov's geode. So it cracks open and Annalise is like, I'm gonna use this as a metaphor. Hey Julian, listen, I know you
look like a
feel
rock.
I know you feel like super basic and boring on the outside. Then she cracks open the rock, but you're a treasure within.
Aww.
If someone did that to me, I'd be like, we're in like a life or death situation here. Can we do this later, please?
I think I would say, you think I'm boring on the outside?
No, it's like she was like, I know you think you feel this way. And then on like in the Twitter post version of it, it's like she literally said, "You're kind of ugly outside, but it's okay."
I remember like something happened like that when I was younger. Like my mom was talking about, like I think me and my mom were talking about bullying, and I was like, "Oh, if some bullies called my friend ugly," and after they left, I would have said, "Well, you may be ugly, but you still are my friend." And I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it being mean, but my mom was like, "That's kind of mean."
Thank God you never said that to me as a kid.
No, I would never have said that to you as a kid. This was when I was like grade 1.
Oh my God.
And of course I didn't understand it, but I thought it was like a nice thing, like, oh yeah, you're like this, but you're still my friend kind of thing. But no, it was mean. But anyway,
Just because you're a big stupid idiot doesn't mean you can't be a big stupid idiot and be my best friend.
I would say that too, though. You are a big dumb
Yeah, I know I
sometimes.
am a big stupid idiot.
No, you're a big dum-dum, not a big stupid idiot.
Debatable.
So back to the Princess and the Pauper.
So
Yeah,
they're
back
still-
to Prince of the Pauper.
So they're still in the
They
mine.
confess their feelings for each other.
And they're like, oh, when we
And
get out,
then-
we're going to get married and it's going to be so cute. And we're like, yeah, but you're also in grave danger, so figure something out quick.
So Serafina and Wolfie somehow get in there, I think, at some point.
Wolfie gets in. Serafina was already in there, and Wolfie finds the ugly horse and is like, we gotta go find them. And
Hey, we gotta go find them.
and then they ride off to the mine, and he digs a hole.
Oh, Hervé. Wolfie and Hervé.
Yeah, I said ugly horse.
Ugly
Oh,
horse,
okay.
yes.
So, it's fine. He has a good heart. So they ride off, and
He
Beautiful
may
that
be
he said-
ugly, but he is still my friend.
he's still my friend. So he digs a hole. Alakazam gets into the cave, and then they're like, great, now we have another cat in here, excellent. But then they hit water as they are digging to try and get their way out of the mine. And Annalise is like, oh, okay, let's flood the mine so we can then get in a barrel and float up through that hole that our cat dog made, and then we can escape.
And while this is going on, Erica's breaking out of prison.
Oh yeah, can I talk about this?
Yes, go ahead.
So I just rewatched the movie today, and so Bob was playing a game, but he heard it, and so after a while, so she's in the cell and she's just singing this like la la to the
Lullaby.
same tune of one of the songs. But she's just saying, like, la la over and over. And, like, at one point, I kind of forgot Bob was in the room. But all of a sudden, can you shut up already? He got so mad. He was like, la la, like, shut up.
That's very on brand for Bob. I appreciate that he did that.
I was like, well, oh my. I was like, no, she's just singing the garden. He was like, I don't care. I can't do a very
That is
good Bob impression.
That's a very
We haven't
Bob
been
thing
married
to
that
say,
long yet,
honestly.
But I'm working on it.
Sorry, I clicked off the channel.
I was wondering where you went.
It was like, you
I
lived.
was confused.
I was
sorry.
like, oh, she didn't like that.
Sorry, but I was gonna say that is
Real Bob Stan. She had to go.
I'm like, I cannot take this Bob slander anymore.
We weren't even slandering Bob. We were just telling a factual story that happened today.
That is something Bob would do. Would be like, God, shut up.
God, shut up. I've had enough. I hate it. It's so bad.
I think if she had just been like singing a reprise of one of the songs, he wouldn't have been as bad. But because it was just la
Like, no
over-
lyrics.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, I hate it. But maybe because Bob was in the middle of something, it was irritating and terrible. But because this guard was very sleepy, overworked, and underpaid, he fell right asleep.
Yeah.
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 So he takes a nap.
So-
Erica escapes because she steals his key. Breaks out
Yeah,
of
by
prison.
fashioning like a hairpin and some hay into like a hook.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah, MacGyver.
And
Yeah.
she gets captured by another guard, and the big sleepy guard's like, hey, I have
Get
to take
back
her
in
back to
there."
her cell. And then the other guard's like, no, the queen told me to get her. Queen's orders. And they're like, okay, I'll head out.
You could really just get away with anything back in the day.
Yeah,
Really.
it really could. So, then we find out the other guard was Dominic.
Ooh.
And so they're like, we have to stop the wedding with the queen and Preminger, and they're like, okay. And then they run off, and then they get to the okay. I need to say this because this really bothered me as a kid, and it still bothers me now. The queen is not wearing a wedding dress.
She
She's
did
literally
not care
wearing
about the
dress.
wedding.
She is literally wearing the same dress that she has worn for 7 days straight.
Because
She has not changed
I
out of that
really-
dress.
none of them changed
Well,
out of their
to
outfits.
be fair, she immediately told. Well, wasn't Preminger kind of wearing a different outfit?
Preminger is wearing a different outfit.
Yeah.
He's wearing all white.
Well, here's
Well, but also he was planning to get married to somebody.
He had
But
that
one
suit ready
thing
to
that the
go.
Queen, yeah, realistic wedding or not, he had that suit ready to go. But the queen makes it explicitly clear that like she's not romantically interested in him because she's like, what? He's like, smile. You're about to get married and make your kingdom good again. She's like, I'm doing this for my kingdom. And I was like, weren't you like fond of your royal advisor before? And like, I mean,
But
you
now
don't
she
even have
now
any
she knows
proof that
that
he's
she's
evil
being
yet.
exploited, and she's like, don't like this. Also,
She's like, I know you're gay. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm
No,
excited
it's
because
not
I know
why.
you're gay. It's a joke, Karina.
Also, here's another defense of this movie. The reason why she's not wearing a wedding dress is, if we remember at the beginning of the movie, when we're first introduced to Annalise, she is at her wedding dress fitting, so she's getting like her dress fitted and everything. The queen is getting married like the morning the Preminger is like, marry me. She's like, okay, so she doesn't have time to get a wedding dress done, so she's just like, just send me out in what I'm wearing, give me a veil, I guess we'll get this over with.
Give me a veil.
Yeah, give me a veil.
Okay,
Let's go.
but like, she didn't keep her old wedding dress when she got married.
She probably didn't fit into it. She had a baby.
Okay, and
She had a baby.
What?
Your body changes.
this is a
after
Barbie movie.
your body changes after you have a baby. She probably didn't fit
You
into
are
her wedding
literally-
dress, and that's okay.
You're literally part of a Barbie toy line. Your body does not change.
There's different body shapes on Barbies now.
Not in
Yes.
2004, girl.
Let's suspend your disbelief. She doesn't fit in her wedding dress.
They-
she didn't have time
They
to
didn't
get one
have the
done.
budget to
She doesn't
animate.
care.
They didn't have the budget to animate another outfit for her.
Yeah, they didn't have another character model. They're like, quick, just put the veil
The
on.
princess and the princess and the pauper was actually the first step in making a case for different body type Barbies.
They're like,
So-
you see, this Barbie is
So-
post.
Because, like, the queen was a snack and a half. Like,
Also, there's this like running gag where like she can't see because Julian has taken her glasses, and that's why she doesn't notice
Julian
that
took her
it's not
spectacles.
Annalise because she can't see her fully.
I'm legally blind.
So
Did we bring up the fact that we brought up the fact that she like looked at her birthmark, right?
yeah,
yeah.
Yes,
when we
because
got the
I think at
exposed
that
thing.
point she did have her spectacles.
no, she doesn't. She
So
gets them,
I would-
she gets
Yeah,
them
'cause of
back
that-
when Julian comes back.
I
Oh,
wanna
right.
go into how it would have worked if Erica had the birthmark instead of Annalise having the crown.
Oh, yes.
They could have been like the clothing could have like slipped or something on the, and it's like, wait a second, Annalise doesn't have a birthmark there,
Yeah,
you know?
Ooh.
So it still could have worked.
Instead of this,
Yeah,
I have the royal
that's
birthmark.
true.
Or like if
Yeah,
it
and
were
honest,
if it were like
And I
on the
think-
back of her neck or something, her hair could have moved, you know, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the funniest thing where, like, imagine if they both had the same birthmark, and so
Well, they do that kind of thing.
Premiger's then like, oh, she doesn't have the royal birthmark, and then they check and she does have the birthmark, and it's like,
Preminger, you're wasting our
like-
time, bud. Get out of here.
Preminger is like, am I being gaslighted right
he
now?
has to scramble.
I remember saying they should have drawn it on.
Yeah, they could have drawn it
Yeah,
on. And
I
it
think
would have been no
I think I
problem.
did say that they should have drawn it on just to gaslight Preminger.
Or then, like, there could be
I mean,
this,
let's
like, plot-
continue the ruse.
Yeah, if they continue the ruse, and Preminger has to scramble to try and expose her in a different way.
the one thing I would say to your Erica having the birthmark thing is, I think that they really should have done that, because realistically, when Annalise comes to the gate and the guards just like go away, she could have shown her birthmark
Yeah,
there, but she
that's
didn't do
true.
anything.
Okay.
That's the only reason why it makes sense for her to have the birthmark. Otherwise, it could work the other way.
I'm
too.
going
the
to-
reveal could
I'm
have been a
going-
bit better.
I'm going to argue your point, Zax, that, oh, she could have just shown her birthmark, but the guard was literally, like, in a tower.
He could have climbed down.
Yeah, but
At least
here's
taking
the thing,
the hood
though.
off.
Where's the
Like,
have you
and
not
you would know
heard-
that they look.
Have you not heard of dangerous criminals?
But if she took the hood off, you'd see her blonde. Like, it's weird she looks just like Annalise. Isn't that at least worth showing somebody else?
Also, this is like high medieval times. Women are really underestimated. He's not going to be like, oh, this could be a dangerous woman criminal.
Something
Yeah.
about you.
I think he just thought she was like a beggar.
Yeah.
Yeah. This could have been a Beauty and the Beast situation, and we wouldn't have known. because nobody gave her a chance. This guard has no idea how lucky he got that this wasn't an enchantress coming to turn everybody into spoons and chairs.
Right.
Exactly. All right, so we're almost at the end of the movie, and we should say that. Well, I should continue and say that there's a funny haha chase scene where Preminger jumps on Hervé and is like slapping his butt to go faster. And then Hervé's like, you know what? I ain't having this anymore. So he runs back around and he throws Preminger across the table.
And he
gets cake on his face. And he lands in a cake, and then the gays have been defeated.
No gay rights.
Yep, no gay rights allowed in Barbie.
So
not in 2004 anyway.
Yeah. And then Annalise is like, hey mom, I kind of have a thing for my tutor, and the mom's like, I just want you to be happy, honestly, at this point.
Well, she's like, I want you to be happy and like love who you love, but our kingdom is in financial ruin, so.
And then Annalise pulls an actually.
Don't worry, Mom. I have a new non-renewable energy source.
I have another temporary solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to hold off for a bit.
Until we figure out a better industry.
A renewable income. Exactly. So, and then they get married. They have like a double wedding, and
before that, lots of stuff happens before that. So they have this new business in place.
Oh, right.
Where it's like, okay, we're gonna farm geodes. So I guess they're gonna appeal to the witches now. They're like, here you go.
Yeah, they're appealing to you, Karina.
Yeah, I feel very seen. So. There's this new business, and because of Annalise exposes Madame Carp on Twitter.com, so she loses all her business and has to leave. And Erica is like free of her debt, so she's like, "Yay, great!" So now, because Erica is debt free, she is able to travel the world like she's always wanted. But now she's like, "Oh, I really love you, Dominic, and I would love to be with you, but I also." All my life have wanted to leave, and now I have the opportunity, and I think I want to take it. And Dominic's like, well, if you're going, I want you to have this. And he gives her the wedding ring that he was going to give to Annalise. And she's like, oh, okay, so I'll always have a little bit of you with me. And then she goes off, rides into the sunset on a horse, and she becomes a big famous singer, but she's always thinking about, like, oh, maybe it's okay that I don't need to leave and go live this big life. Maybe I was okay where I was, and maybe it's okay for me to go marry this guy. And then she comes back and they get married.
And then they get married.
At a double wedding.
And also, Wolfie and Serafina get married.
Yeah.
Where do they live?
In the castle, obviously.
Yeah. So, okay. I don't know... Zax, I think I told you about this, but I didn't tell Rogue, because I don't think Rogue was here for this bit. So, I consider this part of the canon. So, there's...
Great. Here we go, the Barbie games.
Yeah, so Barbie CD-ROMs were a big part of my childhood, and my favorite one was Barbie Princess and the Pauper for CD-ROM. And a little detail about those is that they don't follow the plot of the movie. They're kind of like an epilogue or like a part 2, so the story kind of continues in the game. So in Princess and the Pauper CD-ROM, what happens is Erica is now to be queen of her own kingdom, so I'm assuming this is like King Dominic's kingdom. So she's about to be queen, she's getting ready for her coronation, and Annalise comes from her kingdom to go and help her get set up and everything like that, and then you like go through the game. So what I'm assuming happens is that they're gonna go live in their separate kingdoms but still be best friends forever.
But no, where do Wolfie and Serafina live? With their bunch of cats.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They got
that's
married.
one thing.
But
They show up in the game, so I'm assuming they go.
They have like 7 generations of kittens.
Yeah, they have
or they
so
had
many cats.
one litter that was like
A
30
million,
cats.
yeah.
I wanted to bring up a fun fact or a goof about this movie that was also on IMDb. Is that they say that calico cats are 100% female. So Wolfie can't be a male calico.
Wolfie's not a calico, though.
No, I was gonna say, was he supposed to be a calico?
Yeah, that's
It's one of the lyrics in the song.
Well, it's just because I knocked over all the stuff on my desk. I took that as like a clever rhyme and not like you're a calico.
Yeah.
Because when you look at a calico, he looks nothing like one. Calico.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I did kind of just think it was a lyric, but I feel like there are some male calicos.
There
no?
aren't. Because
Nope, it's
the
100%.
the fur pattern of calico only happens in female cats.
But why in cat?
okay,
but in like the
but-
movie Cats, there's a male calico.
No. That means Wolfie's trans, obviously.
Well, then how'd they have all
No,
their babies?
the movie Cats.
Because Wolfie is trans.
I think Wolfie is a brown tabby.
Wolfie,
I need to see a picture.
Wolfie had
Wolfie-
bottom surgery.
Wolfie looks like this. That's not how bottom surgery works.
Trans rights, please.
That's okay. All right, we're gonna continue.
Oh,
Wolfie
no. Wolfie is not a calico.
Yeah. There's no orange in this cat. That's all brown.
He is two colors. Calico is several
Yeah.
colors. Black, orange, white.
This is
I am literally on the Barbie movie wiki. And I will literally look at this.
He's not a calico.
Oh, what does it say? What does it say on the wiki? Wolfie is a small calico cat.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed
He's
this,
not a
Yuvia, but you can
calico,
edit
I'm
the
sorry.
wiki of anything. Wikipedia is not a reliable source.
I
No,
like
this
the
is on the wiki.
You can still edit the wiki.
for BarbieMovies.fandom.
I like the idea of Yuvia and Karina going to a little war where they just take turns editing the Barbie Princess and the Pauper Wikipedia
You know,
forever.
you know what is interesting though, because in the movie or in the picture that Karina posted and in the movie, he looks like he's two colors, right? Brown and white. But I googled him. Oh, my assistant turned on because I said Google.
Hello?
Hello.
And what's happening? Okay. And it came up with a bunch of pictures of Wolfie toys where he has black on him also.
So they goofed it. Somebody goofed.
They goofed it.
Either the animators goofed or the toy makers goofed. But I swear
There's
this
several
is not a calico.
different-
There's
Wolfie is
several
just
different
trans.
toys where he's white, orange, and black. Several different ones.
So Wolfie is trans.
In the movie canon, okay, we're gonna move
But
on from this.
I still stand by the fact that white, orange, and black doesn't mean calico. Calico is a specific fur pattern and color.
Okay, but LGBT rights. Wolfie is
It's
trans.
not Pride Month anymore.
It's Pride Month every
Therefore.
month for me. Just because
We
Pride Month
kind
is
of
over
friends-
doesn't mean I'm gonna see
Kind
all
of
my
Friends is a
special fruit boys in
corporation,
hell.
and like any good corporation, as soon as June is over, we get rid of the fruit.
Anyway, like and subscribe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so that was the Princess and the Pauper.
before we like completely wrap it up,
Oh.
I think we
Okay.
like alluded to talking about this, or we started talking about it, and then we just like never finished what we were saying. With Erica's like character arc and how it ends, how do we feel about that? Because it
I didn't like it. I felt ripped off because at first I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. I didn't give this movie enough credit. I've never seen a movie where like she clearly, like there was definitely a flirtationship, but she's like, actually before I can commit to anything, I need to go find myself. And he's like, yeah, totally get it. You do you. She does like one thing and is like, actually fam, I don't want to miss
but
you
then
at all.
didn't she
And I
find
was
herself
like,
on that adventure
oh.
being a big famous singer?
Yeah, she did.
She did,
have
like,
concerts.
It felt like she just had the
There
one.
was a
and then
little
left.
short little
Well,
montage.
it's
They didn't have
because
time to
they
show all
tell
of it.
they tell story through it all, right?
I guess so. I still wanted them to leave it open. Like
Okay.
maybe she met someone on the road.
Okay, so
some other musician
So,
came.
okay, looking back at the movie, the line says while Erica is singing, after months of traveling. So she was away for months.
Okay, I guess.
She just
So-
couldn't get him out of her mind.
But she was like, the only thing is, and like that's fine. Like I'm not even really that mad at it, but like she was a slave for like a lot longer than a few months, and then she's gonna take on the job of ruling a whole kingdom. I don't know. I just feel like she needed a little bit more her time.
Don't worry. In the game, you can
I
give her
mean-
all the her time you want. You can
that's
just
nice.
goof off the whole time and not do any of the main quests.
I want to play devil's advocate and say I like that Erica left and then came back.
Yeah.
Because, like, she wasn't, like, she didn't feel compelled, like, to stay at first. She made that choice to be like, oh, I'm gonna head out. But then she made the choice, like, I want to go back kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I still do like that.
And then her
for
mom's
it.
at the wedding.
It was
Like,
nice
it was
that she got
always,
to go.
it's always her choice, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And then her mom goes to the wedding and she's
So
like, I'm
my-
so happy for you.
My overall, like, overview of the movie is that I thought it was interesting. It was an interesting take on The Prince and the Pauper, but, and I appreciate that, because there is inherently a flaw with The Prince and the Pauper, which, like, why would they ever want to switch, or why would the Pauper ever want to switch back?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Right.
But that being said, they set up the whole Prince and the Pauper trope in that one song where they first meet each other, where it's like, my life is so hard and yours sounds so wonderful, and the other person's like, my life is so hard and yours sounds so wonderful, and that never came back.
Yeah.
It was never like, wow, I didn't appreciate what I had.
Yeah.
That never came back.
And I really wish that
Yeah, that's true. They just
And
dropped
I wish that
it.
Annalise
Yeah.
and Erica had more time to interact with each other, because they literally have their one meeting and that's it. And then they
Yeah.
never talk to each other directly ever again.
Yeah, that's really weird. Now that you bring it up. Yeah.
But then it's okay. In
But-
the game,
but to be
Annalise hangs
fair-
out with you.
Nice.
To be fair, though, that is how a lot of Prince and the Pauper movies go, because you need to see the other
Yeah.
shenanigans. Like, even in She's the Man, you only see Sebastian, like, twice.
But then in the Parent Trap is not a good example. It Takes Two is a better example, because they're constantly meeting up with each other to fix their plans. We should talk about It Takes Two, because I think it's a whole lot better than The Parent Trap. Controversial take.
I mean, infinitely, because, like, if I remember correctly, the love interest isn't a divorced couple that was just like, let's
Yeah.
just switch to the
It's
kids.
a social worker and a rich billionaire. And I can't call myself a social worker yet. I will get fined.
I liked Parent Trap. I want to go back and watch that.
It is a good movie, and it's on Disney Plus. All of them are.
Yeah.
Just don't watch
Anyway.
the last one. It's not very good.
No, we don't stand sequels.
Don't watch the musical one.
Oh, there's a musical for Parent Trap?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Freaky Friday.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was just thinking. I was thinking of
like-
our Lindsay Lohan month and how we talked about the musical. Freaky
Everything just
Friday.
blends together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I confess
Oh,
something?
Oh no.
Huh.
I've never seen Freaky Friday.
None of them.
No.
What the heck?
Like, I remember, like, isn't it about
Ooh.
like a mom and a daughter, they swap bodies
Yeah.
or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the
Okay.
trailer. There was one scene that I really remember. It's when they both scream and they run into each other, and then, like, they headbutt and they collapse on the ground, and like the little brother's there watching, and I was like, what is going on? That's all I remember.
Watch it. It's
Oh,
a
yeah, that
fantastic-
scene is, they think they can switch back by running into each other. That's what that scene is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Since you haven't seen it, I would love to show you the musical
no.
first, since you have like no
Oh, yes.
context. We have to do that one day. I would love to, like, cause like you can't make comparisons to like how much better the other ones were.
Yeah.
You only have to.
Zax, I can't believe you would subject somebody to the musical of Freaky Friday.
It's an interesting
It's a
movie.
fate crueler
I
than
showed.
death.
I sat Bob and my dad and my sibling one day and just went through a few scenes and voiced my thoughts. And honestly, it was a very nice experience for me. Only I
you.
benefited. Yeah,
I'm sure your husband
only.
appreciated this.
It helped my self-care.
Do you think if all the songs from the Freaky Friday musical, all the lyrics were replaced with like la la la, that Bob would have been like, shut up?
For sure.
Good.
Yeah, no, he was like that with the lyrics as they were. Okay, so anyway.
To finish off,
this-
did we like
The
did we
idea-
like the movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie.
I thought it was very cute.
Yeah,
and
it
I
was-
really like the cat song.
Yeah, like I said, overall it was a very interesting, different take on Princess or Prince and the Pauper.
And it's like
liked
it's
it.
just fun. This was my favorite Barbie movie as a little kid, and actually that's kind of a lie. It was my second favorite, but now it's like number one favorite for a number of reasons, and it's like it's a comfort movie for me.
yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out that it does have a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good for like
A Barbie movie?
like a toy movie.
Yeah, a direct
to VHS or
direct
whatever.
to VHS
Yeah.
or DVD or whatever.
And again, I know me enjoying this movie was being directly marketed to, and you know what? That's fine. I'll accept that. I will turn off my anti-capitalism brain for 2 seconds to enjoy this movie.
So,
Pretty good movie.
yeah. So this has been us talking about The Princess and the Pauper. Thank you guys for being here. And thank you guys for listening. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe because we all need friends. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.